Hey y'all, you are now watching No Noise Real Talk, and I'm your host, Decor Muhammad. I am a full-time college student, aspiring poet, and newly podcast creator. Today we're just gonna get into it's just a little introduction basically. We're gonna get into how I got here, why am I doing this? I guess how I got here is why I'm doing this. But yeah, um, this is just me in the comfortability of my living area. This is how you're gonna get it. It took me a long time to start my podcast. It took me a long time to decide where I was going to record my podcast, how I was going to record my podcast. So we're just going to get into the process of all that. Um, I don't really know where to start. I'm just going to start with like I said, the beginning. Um, in middle school, I started writing music. Like I was freestyling. Well, like y'all remember when we was doing those little freestyle raps in high school and stuff? Yeah, that was. In middle school and high school. Yeah, I was one of them, and I got like really deep into it. Like, yo, I was sitting there like, yeah, I want to be a rapper. I started writing music. I was freestyling on beats. Like, I freestyle on the Chirac beat. Yo, when I tell you I went hard on the Chirac beat in middle school, I went hard on it, whatever. It was just something about like doing music, cause I grew up. We almost all grew up listening to music, but like I grew up listening to music. Like it didn't matter what it was, but like my parents always told me music always calmed me down. And I see that now. Like even when I get mad sometimes I put on like a good song, or when I feel like I need to get away from the world, there's always a song that can relate to what I'm going through or lift me up higher. Whether it's gospel music, R&B, pop, rap, something. Like last night I had a little mini dance party with my friend because you need it sometimes, but that's my way of loosening up. I don't know anybody else's but mine, but that's mine. And with me writing music, I was like, okay, I need a little bit of more rhyme and flow. So I got into like poetry. And I took these poetry, like I would join the poetry club in middle school at my school. Um, it would be like, I think Tuesdays and Thursdays. It would be like twice out of the week. Yo, yeah. So it'd be twice out of the week at school, and I would just stay after school, and we'd be writing, we'd like draft up our ideas, and I still did like that, and I got into poetry. Um, speed towards like high school and stuff. I was still writing. I got better at writing. Like I was doing my research on how to be a better writer. I was reading poetry books. I was just like talking to my teachers. Like I said, doing a whole bunch of research, just talking to people. Yeah. Um, and that's when I just like entered this whole world of like dedication. For like music and poems. Like it was just strictly music and poems. Like I had a whole book of music, poems. I would just write out words. I would really just sit out writing words so I could draft ideas together and stuff. Like it was like no play. It was all hard work. And the first time I've ever like read a poem out loud, I was in the 10th grade. It was Black History Month, and we had like open mic night. So like before we used to have like the Black History Month dance, and before the Black History Month dance we would have open mic night. And I was like, let me just read one of my poems. I read two poems actually that day. And people were like, oh my god, like you speak, like your words are like really, really powerful and driven. So like I took it even more seriously. And in high school, I heard like I had an old soul. I was really wise. Like I give good advice, and I still hear that to this day. Like I just have a good aura around me that people want to keep around them. And I was like, well, how can I excel in life? Because at one point I wanted to be a DJ. At one point I wanted to be a music producer, and I still want to be a music producer. I don't know about a DJ anymore. The DJ was just to get me started. and I wanted to be a writer. And you can be a writer. You can write music. I can write poems. I can write a book. I can write whatever I want because that's what I want to do. But how can I get my voice out there? Like, just tell all my advice to people at one time instead of, like, sitting there it's nice to have a sit down conversation, but like sometimes some people don't have time for that. I don't have time for that sometimes. It's nice to do it, like I said, but why not just take everything I have to say and put it on video or put it in audio? And originally my podcast was supposed to start audibly, but then people were like, that's kind of boring, we want to see you, we want to interact, we want to engage. And I was like, yeah, that's right, because I'm gonna have guests on my show. Y'all don't want to listen to my guests and not see the face, right? You want to see the face of who you're listening to. So here we are, my first video. I'm not gonna lie, my podcast took me 2 years to start. I was talking about this podcast since the 2021, right? A year after I graduated high school, I started talking about my podcast. And it took, like I said, it took me a minute. Like, I bought a mic. I didn't like the mic. I bought an iPad. The iPad, somebody told me the iPad wasn't enough. But I'm using the iPad now, and it looked like good quality to me. Hopefully it sounds like good quality, but we can edit that. You have to start somewhere. And literally, I was making excuses for myself. Everybody else was like, start somewhere. Like, it's not going to be perfect. Like, it's going to get perfect down the line, but right now it's not going to be perfect. And I was worried about nobody listening to me. As long as the people, my family, my friends listen, that's the biggest support I have. That's the biggest support I will ever need. So, like I said, here I am. And, like I said, it took me quite a bit of time, but at least I'm doing it, right? And, yeah. So that was just a little see-through breakdown of how I got here. I'm gonna answer a couple of questions because I posted a Q&A on my Instagram, and I just told people to ask me questions so I can answer them on my first introduction podcast. Some of the questions are not going to be answered today because some of them I broke down into other segments that I could put them into another podcast video with other people, because like I said, I'm gonna have guests. I'm gonna have my old mentor on here, adults, people my age, people younger than me. I'm gonna have all different types of people on my podcast. So starting off with the first question, it's my name. Like I said, I'm your host, Decora. I go by Cora. That's about it. Some people like to call me Decorations or Decorders as, a little joke. But, it's whatever. Occupation. Like I said, I'm a full-time college student. I am a CIT manager, a counselors and training manager at the Downtown Sailing Center. So I've been sailing boats for 7 years now. I'm 20. I'll be 21 in August. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. What is my podcast about? My podcast is about feelings. My podcast is about society. My podcast is about anything that I want it to be about. Literally, if I start the camera and I just start talking, I will literally just start talking, because a lot of us my outlet is, like I said, writing. Me talking is not really me. That's why it also took me a minute to start this podcast. But I'm learning how to try things differently. And like I said, I will be talking about values here. I'll be talking about feelings. I'll be talking about just the outside world, relationships, generational curses. Literally anything that I feel like needs to be addressed in life. Would I ever move out of Baltimore? I think about it all the time, yes. What do I love the most and hate about the most where I'm from? I love the food, I love the vibes, I love the dances. I hate the killing. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody hate that. I hate the abandoned houses. I just hate how I could drive down the street and it'll be like two houses put together and then the rest will be boarded up. Like, they put no effort into my city. Um, how do I feel about where I am at life at this point? I mean, at this point in life. I feel great, honestly. If you would have asked me a couple of months ago, I would have told you life sucks. I was going through a rough period for a long period of time. Um, I was diagnosed with depression probably last summer, I believe. Um, yeah, I've been battling, like, I mean, I feel like everybody battles with depression every once in a while, but it really took a toll on me the last couple of months, but I'm over it now. I'm doing better in school. I'm starting my podcast. I got a job again. I have my car. I have well-round, like, I'm good with my family. I'm good with my friends. Yeah, I'm just progressing in life. Um, how has life been? Well, I kind of just answered that, but what motivates me to do better? My family. Part of the reason why I was sad the last couple of months and not doing so great is because I put myself in a predicament of not talking to my family, and it was the worst. Like, I was always sad. I never wanted to come out my room. I was always sleeping. I would overeat. Like, everything was just, I was just making excuses for myself. I was literally doing the bare minimum for myself. Like, I was not treating myself up to par. Like, my hair wouldn't stay done. Like, I just didn't care about anything. I didn't care about my appearance as far as like getting dressed. Like, I get dressed, like, when I say I get dressed, like, I actually put an outfit on. If it's a day I gotta work, of course I don't do the, like, I'll just throw on some sweats or something. But last semester I literally put on sweats or shirt because I just feel like I don't go anywhere like that, so I feel like I just owe it to myself to put on the outfit. You know, just a little self-care. Um, Freshman year. How did my freshman? Assuming my freshman college year. I just technically finished it. I started in the spring of last year, so it was great though. Like, the first semester, I was like, I went to events. I made friends. I lost some friends. I just came to a realization in life, and I mean, like I said, fall semester wasn't that great, but you know, you live and you learn. Somebody asked me how did I come up with my name. Um, so No Noise Real Talk is a branch. Like, it's a branch of what I am about. Like, my DJ name is DJ Much Noise. I want my record company to be something. I'm not gonna put it out there yet because it's not official. I haven't started it yet. But everything is like partnered together. So DJ Much Noise, that's gonna be my producer name. That is my producer name. Like, I made sure to like keep everything in line. So No Noise Real Talk is like, you know, music, much noise. When you hear music, you it's a lot of noise. It gets you happy. But No Noise Real Talk is like, shh. Aside from much noise, like all that noise, let's be quiet and listen. Like, let's listen to what we have to say, because what I have to say, I believe what I have to say is real. Like, it's not me just here to talk or, you know, just say anything random, say anything you've heard before. I mean, some of the stuff I might say you've heard before because I might piggyback off of some things you see on social media. But everything I say here is real. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna bring real people on my show and we're gonna talk. We're gonna sit here and it's gonna be raw content. Me sitting here nothing's gonna be edited for real. Like, I might fix my lighting in my videos or something, you know, trim the video a little bit, but everything's gonna be raw. Like, hopefully no scripted. Like, the only script, like today, I'm not gonna lie, this is the first script I use and I barely even read it because I can't even read because I wear glasses. But I couldn't wear my glasses today because I got a ring light and I don't like the fact that you can see the ring light in my glasses. So yeah, like, I didn't even read what's on this paper. Like, some of it got read like from memory, but I freestyled the rest. That's just, you know, that's my introduction. I hope you guys loved it, like it, you can hate it, give me advice, you know. Thank you. Thank you for watching my show. And honestly, okay, sorry guys. I do want to go back a little bit. I don't want to just end my show there. But I do want to say thank you to my family, my friends, my mentor, anybody that just worked with me and waited with me until I started the show, because I know you guys was getting just as frustrated. Like, I know my mom was frustrated. Like, me and my mom literally got into it one time because she was just like, you keep talking about this podcast and you haven't started it yet. Where is it at? Like, you're procrastinating. And I appreciate my mom for that. Like, I love her dearly because just like her, my friends were doing the same thing. Like, my friend Ziggy, almost every day he see me, he'll be like, hey, Cora, what's up with that podcast? How you doing on that podcast? Like, what you doing? Literally, we'd be sitting and chilling. And he's like, you could be doing that podcast right now. And he right. I was bullshitting. But now the bullshit is over. Like, this is real. This is me. This is my life. This is going to be my show. Like I said, no noise, real talk. But yeah, I'm going to try to do an episode every week, at least to be consistent, like one episode a week. I don't know when those episodes will drop. They'll be later in the week, of course, but you know, I'm gonna record them. I'm gonna do a little editing, like I said, not too much, but like I said, every once a week, and it'll be alert out on my social media accounts before I even post them. Thank you for watching. Hope you like this, and bye guys.